All right, guys. Paul's joining me in a minute. We'll wait to get some viewers in. I'll put the score up on the thing, actually. Oh my God. Right, I haven't quite calmed down yet. I'm not gonna calm down, guys. This is, I don't know what to say. It's completely different to anything I'm ever used to. Everton have just gone to Anfield and played Liverpool off the park. Full time, Liverpool 0, Everton 2. We've got, as I said earlier in the stream, just before, we've got Paul joining us. Aldi Calderbank says up the fucking top. Sorry for swearing. Aidan says get in. Matthew says we've only gone and done it. We have done it for the first time in my life. For the first time in the majority of our lives, Everton have won a football match at Anfield. 34 people in the stream. Make sure you're liking it, guys. We'll get started properly once Paul comes in, but I just could not wait to speak to you because I can't believe it. I cannot believe. Aidan Miller says I'm going to watch this every day for the rest of my life. Honestly, guys, as soon as this is done, those highlights are going back on. Paul, oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
Hello, buddy.
All right, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. How's your mood? You feeling okay?
Well, do you know what, mate? I'm a bit, yeah, I cannot put that into words, mate. First time in my life, I feel like I've broken some sort of voodoo curse. I feel like all my Christmases have come up at once. That was just unbelievable. That was probably the best Everton match I've ever watched in my entire life. We were just, no, honestly, mate.
Wouldn't go that far for me, but I did enjoy it.
What tops that for you? What tops that for you?
The 3-0 under with Andy Johnson.
Oh, well, I can't remember. That was before my time. So yeah, maybe that. But like, oh
yeah, I know what you're
God.
saying. It's for a certain generation of fans, even me, like fans in the 20s and early 30s, that will feel like such a massive, massive day. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the 3-0 where Reina spilt the ball. I've watched it loads of times, but to sit there and watch that Everton team from minute one, we were on top. To not only go 1-0 up, but to come out in the second half, invite the pressure, yeah, and I did think we were going to concede the goal, but and then to get the penalty, and your mate, Paul Gylfi Sigurdsson, put it away and scored the winner. Yeah, just want to get your reaction, mate, because there's no time for, I don't know, I don't feel like I can properly go into it tactically. It's just Everton have done it, and it's unbelievable. What a feeling. Oh.
Yeah, it's over, isn't it? Finally, all this shite we have to put up with. Oh, you don't belong in the same city as us. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we don't ever think about you. You're just irrelevant. 1999 shout, ha ha. It's gone now. Basically, the derby can be competitive again now, and hopefully that should be the first of many victories that we're going to enjoy over them in the future. So I know I'm being a bit reserved, but I am absolutely buzzing as well. I'm not going to open a bottle of beer. When the stream finishes, I'm going to open this.
Oh, go on. Do you know what, mate? I was just going to say, once this is over, I'm getting the ale in, because
I'm going to be opening
unbelievable. That. Yeah.
But no, talking about the game, that tastes really, really sweet, because they were up to all their usual shitty, horrible tricks. Salah falling down just because, of course, the wind blew him. Robinson getting his sneaky little elbows and the ribs in and getting off with it scot-free. Klopp going mental on the touchline, demanding everything from the ref. They were up to it. Basically, it wasn't just a game where they turned up and they folded, like in a couple of derbies that I've seen in the past, like the 3-0 and stuff like that, or the 2-0 where Arteta and Cahill. That day, Liverpool were just appalling. And I know they weren't very good then, but that felt like Everton actually went there and beat them then. Liverpool didn't lose to us, we beat them, put them in their effing place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we went out there and we beat them tonight. And a word for Seamus Coleman, because Paul, we've got to be fair, we wrote Seamus Coleman off last week. That was a captain's performance from Seamus Coleman. He did not stop all night. He's left his heart out on the pitch there. Jordan Pickford makes up for his mistake at Anfield now in my book after that. He was brilliant. Yeah. He made some great saves. Just Pickford, the fact that... Yeah, go on, mate.
Going on Pickford, I'm glad that he did well there, because I don't know whether that erases all the bad he's ever done. I don't know whether Evertonians are willing to come round to him again now, but I'm glad that he's put a ghost to rest there. Him more than anyone had some demons to beat in that game when he's done it. Do you know what I mean? He's gone in and put arguably a man of the match performance in, made some crucial saves when we needed him to, and if we'd have started Olsen in that, there's a very good chance we wouldn't have won that game. Pickford was vital to us winning. So fair play to Jordan Pickford. He can forget about that Anfield Origi goal now. He never has to think about that the rest of his career now.
No, he's put that to bed now, because all game he was just and his distribution as well. We've got to remember most of our game plan there was to kick it long, win the ball in the air, feed it out to the wings, and he was a massive part of why we won. And I agree with you there. Olsen was probably wouldn't have won that game as well. And he made a fantastic save from Salah, similar to the one he made in the Goodison derby.
The one from Jordan Henderson as well. That I thought that went wide, but that was actually one of the best saves I've seen Pickford make all season. That in the first half.
It was 0-0. He tipped that right round the post and in the first half. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. The Toffee Blues group chat is going insane. Owen, you'll know Toffee Blues Owen if you watch some of the match preview. Sorry, no, it's just popping up. Toffee Blues Owen, if you're watching, clean sheet mentality was there. We didn't even, you know what I mean? Liverpool didn't even get a consolation goal. James Rodriguez's pass for Richarlison's goal was insane. That was so amazing.
They were
from minute one.
Sorry, mate.
I can't believe it, Paul.
Mate, they were waxing lyrical about that Thiago when he does absolutely jack shite. Doesn't do anything. He can pass a good 5-yard ball to the side. He's a tidy little footballer, but people making out like he's the world's best number 6, like he's some Andre Pirlo, Sergio Busquets level player. What are they smoking? Do you know what I mean? The commentators couldn't stop waxing lyrical about his passing range all game, whereas Rodriguez put in the best pass of the game in the first 5 minutes, and it didn't even get acknowledged, really. It was just mentioned in passing. And do you know what? Going back to what I said a minute ago, like Liverpool, it tasted especially sweet because Liverpool were trying all those shitty little tricks like diving and complaining and getting the dirty fouls in. Carragher's voice, mate, listening to Carragher, absolutely crying his eyes out when we got that penalty. Oh, that's harsh. What's Trent Alexander meant to do? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, Jamie, if they hadn't brought DCL down, DCL was going to tap the ball into an empty net. Of course, it's a penalty. Let me taste your tears like Carton in South Park. You absolute cry-ass, squeaky voice bastard. Get that up here.
No, it was a definite penalty. It was. And let's not forget, guys, it didn't matter that we didn't that we got the penalty because we would have won anyway. It was a penalty. You know, he's going to tap the ball in. He trips over Alexander-Arnold, who's in the way. You know what I mean? We've had our share of bad decisions against them. And, you know, Gylfi Sigurdsson puts it away and seals the points with us. And it's just unbelievable. But Seamus Coleman, I'm willing to hold my hands up and apologise to him because although he didn't have the best of games, you know, against in the last few, but he's gone out there and he showed us what it is to be captain of Everton. He was there. He was sweating buckets at the very end. Yeah, just a word on Seamus Coleman, Paul.
He's gone out. You can tell he's waited a long time for that, like all Evertonians have, because he's the only player, I think, at Everton currently who knows what it feels like to beat Liverpool. He was in that 2010 game. He was in the lineup that day when he was very young. So you could see how much it meant to him and the way he was celebrating with Ferguson at the end. I think Ferguson ran on and grabbed his face and gave him a kiss on the cheek and everything. So I'm really glad for them that they can enjoy that moment together, because they're like us supporters more than any of the other players. They've been wanting to beat them so much and had to put up with all the shite that goes against us and all the stick we have to take when a lot of it isn't fair. But no one wants to hear about it because they all just love the idea of Liverpool winning. Seamus Coleman, yeah, fair play to him. That's probably his best ever game as Everton captain. But I want to come on to Tom Davies, mate. Tom Davies looked like prime Peter Reid in that game. I've slagged Tom Davies off so much.
Yeah, and that was
so much, but I'll take it all back.
That was your comment, wasn't it, on the group chat? Yeah, your comment on the group chat. Tom Davies played like prime Peter Reid there. He stood up and he played for every single Evertonian. And he went out, he wore the badge properly. His passing was unbelievable. His composure on the ball. Yeah, we can talk all day about Tom Davies. Let's go through. I suppose we'll go through all the team. I mean, no one really put a foot wrong, Paul. But Jordan Pickford out of 10. We'll do some player ratings, guys. I'm sure we'll have a player ratings video up, but I think it's only fair after that to do our own as well. But Jordan Pickford, as you know, we spoke about him already, haven't we?
Nah, I'd give him a 9. Yeah, clean sheet, made the crucial saves when we needed him to. Didn't flap for anything. Came and caught the ball. There was no drama from him, and that's all you can ever want from a goalkeeper. So that maybe Coleman, Davies, and Pickford will be the players who that will taste the sweetest for, because Davies, because he's a local lad and he plays forever Evertonian, like you said. Coleman, because he's the captain and he's been here the longest and he knows the pain more than anyone. And Pickford has put that ghost of the Origi goal to bed now. That will be something that he never ever has to think about again, and no one's got any business reminding him of, because anytime he gets that thrown in his face, you did this, you dropped it on Origi's head, you helped us win, he can just say, yeah, you can just point to this game. So during that time that we went to Goodison, we went to Anfield and we smacked you, and I had a man of the match performance and kept you out. So yeah, Jordan Pickford, 9 out of 10 for me. Brilliant.
Yeah,
probably his best game for Everton in years as well.
Yeah, I'd 100% agree with that, Paul. I can't think of a time when I've been more happy with Jordan Pickford. It's mad, because before the game I wanted Olsen to start and I was upset he was in the team, and he's gone out there and he's put that ghost to bed now. Luca Dean, a word for Luca Dean as well. Outstanding performance from him. Salah had a couple of chances, but apart from that, didn't get a kick with him on the pitch.
Yeah, he was in the walls a bit, Dean, wasn't he? But he did everything you needed him to, and he shackled Salah fairly well, which is one of the hardest tasks in football, isn't it? And he put in that absolutely belt across that Coleman should have scored as well in the first half. So just Luca Dean again proving that he's the best left back in Merseyside, and anyone who says otherwise is just a raging copite. Yeah,
I think the Luca Dean Robertson argument is over after that game, because Robertson didn't look like he wanted to even be there. The 3 centre backs, Paul, will do in one, because they were all fantastic tonight. Michael Keane stood out for me. Got his head on absolutely everything.
Michael Nesta or Michael Cannavaro, mate, he was an absolute rock, wasn't he? They just could not get past him. It was like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, you shall not pass. The amount of times he made loads of last-ditch tackles.
Yeah.
Mate, the way he took it off Mane's toe at the start of the second half. Michael Keane there, basically looking like the level of player that Van Dijk is. And that's something he's got to aspire to. Not saying Michael Keane is the level of player Van Dijk, but that's the type of defender. If you have a defender who puts in those type of performance regularly, then you will finish right up there. And that's why Liverpool won the league with Van Dijk, and that's hopefully why Everton are going to push up the league now if Michael Keane carries on that form. He was absolutely immense, Michael Keane. Can't say anything, too many good things about him. And the other sense,
Michael Maldini's one of the.
Yeah, Holgate's just a lot better than he's been in recent weeks. Looked like the Holgate of last season again, where everyone was raving over him. A lot better from Holgate. I'm glad that he's took the criticism he's been getting to heart, because he looked really fired up for it and looked like he was desperate not to put a foot wrong. So fair play to Holgate as well. But Michael Keane was an absolute. He was a 100 feet wall in that game.
Yeah. And of course, we've talked, we'll give them, I think, Michael Keane, would you say he's a 10 out of 10 performance, or would you still give him a 9?
I'd give him a 9.5. The only way I wouldn't give him a 10 is because I just don't think he was man of the match. I'm saving the 10 out of 10 for someone else. I'd give Michael Keane a 9.5.
Yeah. And Godfrey and Holgate, I think they had pretty similar games. I'd give them both. I'd probably give them both an 8.
Yeah. Godfrey was just Godfrey again. Fights for everything. No one's going to bully him. He's not going to be overawed. He doesn't care who he's playing against. He's going to go through if he needs to. I just really love Godfrey. What a signing he is, and what a player he's going to be over the next couple of years. Him and Holgate were just absolutely rock solid next to Keane. And I know it was tense and we were all anxious, but looking now that the game's finished and you can analyse it for the game it was, you probably could have played them all night and they weren't getting through. That's how good our defence was.
No, that was it, mate. That was it. And Seamus Coleman, we talked about. What would you give him out of 10, Coleman?
Give him an 8.5. Yeah, it was really good. His best performance in years that I can remember. Looked like he wanted that more than anybody on the pitch. Fair play to Coleman. He can always look back on that game and point to it as one of his proud moments as captain. I think the only thing that would top that for Seamus Coleman's Everton career would be if he lifts a cup for us in a final. You there, mate? I think your connection's cutting in and out there, Steve, mate. But we'll just assume that you're partying. No, I don't know.
Anyway, we'll move on to the midfield. Doucouré, Gomez, and Davis.
Doucouré had one of his poorer games for me. Yeah, Doucouré wasn't very good for me. I mean, he wasn't disastrous, but he was.
Yeah, in the first half, Thomas.
A couple of times in the first half, he was caught out and he was a bit sloppy with his passing, and I think he pressed a bit too far forward. He was a bit too committed, but fortunately, he got away with it. Davis was next to him, tidying up and winning all the tackles that needed to be won. So I'll forgive Doucouré for that. He's probably been our most consistent player this season. So maybe he just needs a rest. Maybe it was just an off day that he was due, but I'll forgive Doucouré for that.
For the 2-0 win at Anfield, we'll give him a 7, just because he was in that team. And I think it was Thomas who said it who put the message in the group chat. I think it was him, who you can see is in the stream now. Hello, Thomas. Thanks for joining the stream, mate. We are all excited. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think he said that Abdoulaye Doucouré woke up this morning with the intention of giving me a heart attack because he just kept giving the ball away in the first half. But Andre Gomez obviously got substituted. What did you make? And there's just seeing guys there warming up. Sheffield United versus Fulham, and Phil Jagielka's got the biggest smile on his face I've ever seen. Andre Gomez.
Similar to Doucouré, he had a couple of wobbly moments and he picked up that silly booking, and he had to come off when he did, because if he'd have played another 5 minutes, they were probably going to give him a second yellow. Liverpool's energy was catching him out a lot of the time. It's just he hasn't got the legs to keep up with them, even though he's quite strong on the ball. But it's nothing I can't forgive him for. I think Carlo realised he had to come off, spotted it thankfully, and got him off just in time. And yeah, Gomez, not a standout performer, but wasn't terrible. So I'm not in the mood to have a dump on anyone after that result. So good day's work for Gomez, an honest day's work.
Yeah. And Tom Davis stands out in midfield for me.
Tom Davis was man of the match for me. 10 out of 10. And I'm so happy that was a local lad, an Evertonian, born and bred Evertonian, who basically, that'll be remembered for years. That, sadly, it probably shouldn't be. If we won these games regularly, then it wouldn't. But the fact is we don't win these games regularly, and that'll be the moment that everyone just makes everyone fall in love with Tom Davis again. When was the last time you can remember a born and bred Evertonian just grabbing a derby game by the scruff of the neck and just dominating it? Rooney never done it in the time he was here because he didn't play in many of them. Can you think of any local lads in the 90s who've done it? when we had a pretty good record in them, who were actually
I can't think of
Scouse
anyone,
born and
mate.
bred. I can't off the top of my head.
No, not at all.
No, probably not since the days of Peter Reid not since the days of Peter Reid in the 80s when he was the local boy in the team and he was just dominating midfields. Tom Davies there. Every Evertonian tonight will be wishing they were Tom Davies. Evertonians tonight will be dreaming that they're Tom Davies in that game, playing the game he played. So Tom Davies, I've slagged him off so much, saying he's not a Premier League player. Why have we got hold of him? I've had enough of people sticking up for him. You know what, mate? I'm absolutely got no problem at all. I'm absolutely happy to eat humble pie and take it all back and say Tom Davies belongs in this Everton team. Tom Davies should be part of Everton's future. I was wrong to write Tom Davies off. Tom Davies basically is one of my new favourite Everton players. Based on that, honestly, I'll be going to bed tonight, dreaming of being Tom Davies out there on the pitch, dominating things.
Yeah. And then the front two, Richarlison and Rodriguez, I thought they were both outstanding.
Rodriguez, I thought was rather quiet, other than that pass that he put through for the assist for Richarlison. I can't hear you this end, mate, so I'm just going to keep talking. Rodriguez, I thought had a quiet one, but he was getting bashed about.
Yeah, go on, mate. Keep going.
He was getting bashed about, and that Robertson, the horrible, dirty little tartan rat, getting his elbow in his ribs and getting away with it scot-free. It's bollocks. That should not be allowed. If that was ours, they've got the lip to turn around and accuse us of going out looking to injure their players and calling us a dirty team when they're doing tricks like that and getting away with it. No, piss off. I made up that we've stuck that down their throats then. And made it even sweeter that Van Dijk was there on the sideline, pulling her face as if like Sky was setting the narrative up.
You could tell Sky were willing it to be like, oh look, he's here, he's here to make sure that Liverpool do the business and all that. It felt a bit like, I don't know, it was so much sweeter letting him watch.
Yeah, the post-match reports were already written, weren't they? And the commentators had all the lines rehearsed. They couldn't wait to say it. And they had the production team, the people who do the Sky cameras, they were just waiting for the words to show Van Dijk on the camera when Liverpool scored a goal. If Liverpool would have scored, it would have shot straight to Van Dijk celebrating with Klopp. It would have. And I'm just so happy that we've stuck it up them and said, have a bit of that. I haven't even seen the pundits in the studio, but I can bet you Souness is absolutely spitting and Dalglish's daughter's looking gutted and whoever else is there, Carragher crying his eyes out on commentary. Mate, I'm just so happy.
It's brilliant. Everton have got the blood boiling, and Jordan Pickford took Van Dijk's leg and absolutely battered Liverpool with it tonight. Just amazing. Yeah, and they were up to all their usual tricks. They had to go with the VAR. Alexander Arnold telling the ref to go over and check the VAR, and he still gave it. And the penalty still went in, and you know what? We beat them 2-0 on their own turf. We kept a clean sheet. I just don't see any negatives tonight. It's a fantastic night to be an Evertonian. Everton have turned the city blue for the first time since 2010, I think it is. Just unbelievable, Paul. And I can't believe we're talking about it. It feels like, when you've not seen something happen and then you've gone so long getting used to it and it's happened. It's going to take a while to sink in, but
it should.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Keep getting your comments in, guys. Make sure you leave a like on the stream.
It's something that we can already tick off at the end of the season now. So even if we don't end up winning the FA Cup or we miss out on Europe, we can at least at the end of the season tick a box and saying we did achieve something. We finally won a derby game. We went to Anfield and broke a hoodoo. We can look at the end of the season and still say this season was ultimately a net positive. We did do something that we wanted to do, despite everything else. So it's the first step in Ancelotti's vision, is the project that we're underway. It just feels like we've ticked. There's so many things we need to do. We need to break the trophy drought. We need to get into the top four, get into the Champions League, and we had to start beating Liverpool and ending that derby voodoo. We've done that now. It's one monkey's off our backs, and we can focus on getting the next monkey off now, which is winning a trophy.
Yeah. Not only have we beaten Liverpool at Anfield, we've beaten Liverpool as the champions at Anfield. So there's been easier times for us to beat them and we haven't, but we've gone there when it's hard. We've gone there when, apart from Van Dijk, they had almost a full-strength team out, and we just played them. But you know what, Paul? I think the way we played, we were never going to lose. We went out there and we just outplayed them, and it's just brilliant to be able to get it off that monkey off our back now. And also, not to forget, Blues, it's not just a derby. There was 3 points up for grabs, and them 3 points have took us level with Liverpool now on 40. So, Paul, how likely is that European spot looking now?
You'd hate to predict that because Everton are so Jekyll and Hyde and are so topsy-turvy, aren't we? We go and win games like that, and then we go and get rolled over by teams who will never, ever be finishing above us or shouldn't be finishing above us. So you don't know. I mean, you can only take it one game at a time. But if we'd have lost that game 3 in a row, then that was pretty much Europe gone for me, because there's just too many other teams who things are going right for. And for us to go on a poor run right in the middle of February, I think that can ultimately kill seasons off. If we win in the FA Cup, then I think people would be a lot more down than they were going into this game. But keeping that win, getting that win keeps the season from a league perspective very much alive. We're still in 7th, I believe, but we're only 3 points off the top 4 with a game in hand. So we're still right up amongst it, and we've gone and won a big game. So it's not like we can go into the rest of the season and look at some fixtures and think, no, we'll have to just write those off. There's no game we should be writing off now. We've just been to the home of the champions, as you said, and beaten them. So there should be no game that we go into the rest of the season, apart from maybe Man City when we play them again, and think there's no way we can win there. No, we can win any game.
Well, now the FA Cup is looking so much more likely now. You know, the fact that we've got that monkey off our back, it's going to bring the confidence that we can go on and win a trophy now. And yeah, it's Man City at home. Yeah, they battered us last week, but you know what? Anything can happen. This is Everton Football Club. Everton have gone away and they've beaten Liverpool on their own turf for the first time in 21 years now. So that kind of performance, as Inky Squid said, it will give us a chance versus City in the Cup, because there is now that belief that Everton don't have a ceiling after that. We can go away and we can do things that people don't expect us to do. No excuses now. Let's go away and let's just try and finish as high as we can, and let's win the FA Cup, Paul.
Yeah, you've nailed it, mate. Everton don't have a ceiling now. The ceiling's been taken away. You can't think in the back of your head, Everton are not going to do that, because I've never seen Everton do it. So I can't will myself to believe. You've seen Everton win at Anfield now, when we hadn't done it in 20 odd years. A lot of fans like us in their 20s, early 30s, don't ever remember it happening. We've seen it happen now. So if that can happen, why can't we go and win a cup? Just because a certain generation don't know what it feels like doesn't mean that it's not possible. We've just gone and done one thing. That's what we've just ended one voodoo. It's one hoodoo. Let's go and end the other one now.
And immediately that becomes majority of people's best derby memory. It's definitely mine now, even though it finished about 40 minutes ago. So yeah, it's just unbelievable feeling. What a win for Everton. What a game. What a performance. Those players can go home now happy, and that they've pleased us as a fan base. A word for Carlo Ancelotti, Paul. He just feels like the maestro behind it all. I don't think anyone has the right to question him now after that, because we just outwitted them tactically. Just
oh yeah,
a word on Ancelotti, mate.
I know Liverpool have got their the problems with injuries, and Klopp's hands were tied somewhat, but Ancelotti's just had Klopp's undies down tactically in that game. He set us up perfectly the way we all hoped he would. Sit deep, be organised, hit them on the counter. That's all we done all game, and it's worked. And as I said earlier on, I know we were all very anxious and we were all biting our nails and feeling like we were aging 10 years watching that second half. But now that the game's finished and you can actually think about the game and analyse it from a tactical point of view, take your emotions out of it, you look at it, you think Liverpool didn't look like scoring. They really did. They had one chance with Salah where you think, oh my God, I was going to put it away. But other than that, they didn't get in behind us. We were just so rock solid. And that was because Ancelotti has drilled us and got us playing the right way, and has just completely done everything that got us doing everything we needed to do. There was no other Everton manager we've had in my lifetime who could go to Anfield, like go to any big away ground like that, Old Trafford and Anfield, the Emirates Stadium, whatever. You could go away to a ground like that and just completely have his opposite number round his finger tactically and just set Everton up perfectly to get the result.
You set it up, you've got it perfect there, Paul. I'll let you go open your Jack Daniels, mate, and enjoy the rest of your night. It's mad to think. I thought it was about 11:30. It's only 8:00. So I'll let you all go. Everyone, thank you for coming and joining in with the stream. Kept it short and sweet because we'll talk about it in the match reaction, the extra time. But Everton have finally done it. Anything is possible. We can go away. We can win the FA Cup. We can beat Man City. We can get in the top 4. Who cares? Because we've just done what I thought Everton would never be able to do. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, Liverpool 0, Everton 2. That's all we've got to say.